Well, we're officially 25% of the way done with the season. Well, I guess 20%. But 25% of the regular season is officially over. And it's going by a little bit too quick for my liking. But we had some pretty good games this week. A lot of blowouts, a lot of close games, not really anything in between. But I think it was a pretty decent week. Did the Broncos beat the worst team in the league? They did. Was I that close to selling my tickets I had in December to go to the Texans game? I was. When I tell you I was this close to selling my tickets, all I had to do was press confirm. That's all I had to do. I was going to sell my tickets. I'm going to the Texans and Broncos game in December. I was this close to selling my tickets. I was going to draw the line there. If we couldn't beat the Bears, we can't beat anyone. I still may sell my tickets. I don't know. I'm not going to go see my team get blown out, especially for the amount of money I paid for my tickets. I'm right behind the Broncos bench. So, yeah. Either way, let's get into it. A lot of good games this week. A lot to discuss. Thursday night, we had the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. I got this game correct. I did pick the Lions to win. This game was looking like a blowout. Straight up blowout. It was a straight up embarrassment for the Packers. Just getting exposed. Offensively, defensively, I mean, they couldn't get anything going at all. But I think the worst, what do you call it? Jordan Love really just played a really bad game. A really, really terrible game. His team wasn't helping him, though. I mean, the defense couldn't stop the Lions. The run game was just insane for the Lions. I mean, look at David Montgomery had 3 touchdowns. That rookie running back, I believe, he had like a couple of... he had a couple touches for about 7 yards a carry or something like that. Aaron Jones, I don't know what happened to him, but he is trash. Him and A.J. Dillon, I mean, they're just horrible. I don't know what happened, but they're not good. The Packers are not good right now. I would say they did come back in the second half, though. You know, the Packers didn't go down without a fight. I do think if they would have took care of the ball a little bit better, this would have been a more competitive game. But, I mean, I think self-inflicted mistakes just really put this game out of reach for the Packers here. Pretty easy win, I say, for the Lions. But, yeah. Next, we had Sunday morning out there in London, the Jaguars and the Falcons. So, the Jaguars almost never lose in London. They're pretty consistent when they play in London. The Broncos did beat them last year, but it was like barely. The Falcons, I mean, Desmond Ridder, I've been saying it week after week, except last week. But I've been saying it week after week, and all of last year. He's not that guy. He's doo-doo. Garbage. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take for people to realize that Desmond Ridder is not good. Why did anyone ever think he was good? Like, he was an average quarterback in college. If you're an average quarterback in college, you're going to be trash in the NFL. You have to be godly in college to be a good NFL quarterback. And I guess people just don't seem to realize that. Not saying it's every time. Not every quarterback is like that, but most quarterbacks are like that. Desmond Ridder just sucks. Plain and simple, he's not that good. Has he ever thrown more than like 300 yards? Like, I feel like he has never even hit 250. Like, he literally just throws like 30 times for like 200 yards. It's insane. Bijan had a pretty decent game. 7.5 carries from 7.5 yards per carry for 14 of them, 105 yards. The Jaguars low-key just were dominating so easily on the defensive side of the ball that it was very short offensive drives for the Jaguars, and it was just an easy win. Plain and simple, very easy win. Nothing really else to say. I mean, it was a blowout. Desmond Ridder sucks. Next, we have the 12 o'clock games, and let me tell you, I predicted that the Texans were going to come out. Like I said, they're going to have that little oomph, that little kickstart. And this was that game. Did the Steelers play horrible? They played outright trash, to the bone, garbage. But did the Texans play good? Yes, they played amazingly well. C.J. Stroud is the best rookie quarterback in the league right now. Am I wrong? Anthony Richardson is up there. I think in arm talent, Anthony Richardson is the best quarterback in the draft. Overall quarterback, I think it at the moment is C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young, unfortunately, hasn't shown me anything. That Titans quarterback, he hasn't even touched the practice field probably. But yeah, Kenny Pickett, he came down with an injury with his knee. It looks like he's going to play this weekend though, so that's pretty good. C.J. Stroud had a great game. I think that's like 55%, 306, 2 touchdown, good passer rating. Najee Harris played okay. Dameon Pierce played a lot of carries for not that many yards. But I think it was just a pure domination on the defensive side of the ball, especially when Kenny Pickett went down. I mean, it became a lot more difficult for the Steelers. The defense for the Texans was balling out. So, really good win for the Texans. I feel like Texans fans have been down ever since the whole Deshaun thing. So, it's kind of interesting to see them, have a 500 record right now, especially with such a really bad roster. Makes me kind of worried about the December game, not going to lie. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts, my OG team I used to support when I was a child, and the Rams. This game should not have went to overtime. It did. Luckily, the Rams won because I got the pick right. By the way, I did get the Jaguars pick, and I did get the Texans pick correct. I got this game correct as well. This game should not have been as close as it was. Anthony Richardson is playing with scrubs, absolute scrubs, and came back in the fourth quarter to send us to OT. But the Rams just found a way. They just kind of got the dub. But Anthony Richardson just needs some help, man. He just does. He needs some help big time. It's so annoying to see such a young, great leader have such trash players around him. But as you can see here, pretty one-sided, and it should not have been this close. I mean, look at the possession time. It's pretty insane. All the way around, I mean, the Rams should have easily won this. They really let them come back, and, this should not have been as close. Next, we have the Vikings and the Panthers. This game looked like it was going to be the Panthers' first dub. It really was. Panthers were, kind of off to a hot start, up at the half, and then just didn't do nothing. Just didn't do anything. Bryce Young, he's not playing good at all. Does he need more weapons? Yes. Does he need to get a lot better? Big time. He has no pocket awareness. Zero pocket awareness. He doesn't feel pressure coming. He gets sacked way too often. His O-line's trash, so that doesn't help either. The Panthers just need... they're in rebuild mode. I think a lot of people, and including myself, I sometimes forget that they're in rebuild mode. There's holes all over this team. And they honestly... they need to go crazy in free agency this offseason. They need to get some receivers. They need to get some O-linemen. They're just depleted, I feel like, in every position. And with a rookie quarterback who is that short and gets sacked that often, he's going to get injured, man. Kirk Cousins played a pretty trash game. I don't know how you only throw the ball 19 times and only complete 12 of them and still win the game. Justin Jefferson, is continuous. I think is he not the best receiver in the league right now? Besides Tyreek and Stephon Diggs? Those are the top 3 receivers, right? I can't name anyone that's better than those 3 right now. Panthers had almost double the possession time and still lost. That's really annoying. They just choked, man. They choked. They had the lead. They didn't do nothing in the second half. It's tough. It really is tough. I feel like it's the offense. I feel like it's Bryce Young. It's at least 65% his fault why the Panthers are winless right now. He's just not doing what he needs to do. Next, we have the Buccaneers and the Saints. I did get this game wrong. I picked the Saints to win. I don't even know why I picked the Saints to win. That was a really stupid pick of mine. Baker Mayfield went off, 3 touchdowns, a pick. Derek Carr, I didn't know if he was going to play or not. Either way, he did play. I don't know how you only get 127 yards on 23 completions. That's 4 yards of completion. That's horrible. No, that's what is that? I don't know. That's less than 10. That's 6 or 7 yards. That's horrible. Alvin Kamara, he had a bunch of carries. Not a bunch of carries, but a bunch of touches. And I think he only had I think he touched the ball 18 times and got maybe 70 yards. That's really bad in terms of catching and running. This game was just a blowout. Not a bit of entertainment. The Buccaneers just dominated offensively and defensively. And I believe Jameis Winston went in at the very end, and he threw a pick too. So, easy dub. Here's another game that should not have been as close as it should have. Eagles barely won against the Commanders. That would have been a huge win for the Commanders if they would have won that. Game went to overtime. Commanders go down on a crazy last 2-minute drive and score on the very last play, and then it goes to OT. Eagles just win, But yeah, this isn't a win that I think that a lot of Eagles fans should be super proud of. This was a very close, lucky win to me. A lot of little things had to go right for the Eagles to win this at the end like that. But regardless, like I said in the description, in the NFL, a dub is a dub. It's plain and simple. Doesn't matter how you get a dub in the NFL. If you get a dub, you get a dub, and it counts big time. But this was like I said, a lot closer than it should have been. The Commanders kind of came back in the second half and was able to get this to overtime. But pretty crazy. I feel like the Eagles should have put this away, though, in the third. For sure in the fourth. Next, we had a game that I got wrong. I did get the Eagles game correct, by the way. I did get the game wrong. I did pick the Buffalo Bills. I did pick the Dolphins to win this. I thought the Dolphins were going to do a little bit better. I really did. I thought this was going to be a shootout. I thought this was going to be 40-48, not 20-48. But Tua didn't play that great. Josh Allen was lights out. Stephon Diggs on fire. 6 receptions, 120, 3 touchdowns. He caught the ball 6 times, averaged 20 yards a carry. Half of the time he scored. He was going crazy. No one could cover Stephon Diggs. This was such a great display, I think, of Josh Allen's passing, which is something that he doesn't do consistently. But when he's on fire, he's on fire. I mean, look, 320, 4 touchdowns, 158 passer rating. That's like what? At least that's about an 84% completion as well. Maybe 86. I mean, he was going crazy. But, yeah, this game kind of just fell apart, mainly because of how good the Bills' offense was doing. Sorry, I'm, like, really thirsty. But, yeah, you know, they barely had more possession time, but double the points. It's pretty crazy. Huge win for the Bills, you know, division rival. You know, gave the Dolphins their first L. But it's kind of funny. The Bills are the team that has played, I believe, all of the Broncos' opponents and just blew them out. They blew out the Commanders. They blew out the Raiders. They blew out the Dolphins. It's pretty hilarious. Next we have the Bengals and the Titans. I got this game wrong. I really don't see how you can let Ryan Tannehill beat your team. Not only beat your team, but slaughter your team. 3-27. You telling me you can't score against the Titans defense, but Joe Burrow is a god. Everyone has Joe Burrow on this, you know, top 3, top 5 pedestal. And he hasn't done anything this season. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. That's why he sucks right now. If he's hurt, then he needs to heal because he's literally helping the team lose. Joe Burrow is a one-read quarterback. He has been a one-read quarterback the last 2 seasons. And because his receivers can't make offensive pass interference calls anymore, they can't get open. Not saying that his receivers are trash, but they need to start making plays. Derrick Henry, he said that he was going to have a comeback game and go crazy. He kind of did. 122, a touchdown, 5.5 a carry. He did pretty good. This was just a beatdown. I mean, I don't even want to talk about this game because of how much it makes me mad that Joe Burrow gets all this praise for him just to throw out these horrible performances. And everyone is hating on Russell Wilson still. Hate on Joe Burrow. Insane. We got another blowout. Basically the same score with the Ravens and the Browns. I got this game wrong. Deshaun Watson ended up not playing. I thought he was going to play, but it seems like even if he would have, they would have lost anyway. Lamar, he had an okay game. Like I said, I'm still not seeing Lamar highlights. Where's his cool runs? Where's his clutch touchdown throws? Like, there ain't nothing. This guy for the for the Browns, I mean, I don't even really know who he is. I know he's like a rookie or something. But 3 picks, 121 yards, 25 passer rating. He played horrible. But, yeah, this was just a beatdown. No real topic to talk about here. I feel really bad for Myles Garrett. I feel like, wait, I can't really, you can't really say that because of, like, what he's done. But I feel bad for his talent, I guess, being wasted on the Browns right now. Next, we do have, I'm going to go over that last. Next, we have the 3 o'clock games, starting with the Raiders and the Chargers. And they started a rookie quarterback against Khalil Mack in his revenge game with the Raiders, and Khalil Mack got 6 sacks. I feel bad for this rookie quarterback that the Raiders just kind of left for dead out there, because how you going to put this guy up against a very hungry Khalil Mack? Like, what? Like, really put Brian Hoyer out there, man. Don't put this guy. His confidence is at an all-time low right now because of this. He didn't play that bad for what he had to work with. Josh Jacobs, he led the league in rushing last year. He hasn't done nothing this year. Justin Herbert broke his finger or something, or sprained it or something. He had a giant little stint on it. And he was still doing pretty decent. They made a gutsy fourth quarter call to seal the game. Pretty cool. But, this game was kind of just boring. You know what I mean? It was pretty boring. Raiders almost came back just because of the Chargers doing Charger things. They love to choke. But, yeah, pretty... this game looks... it was just kind of dumb, to be honest. Next, we have another blowout. The Patriots and the Cowboys. This was Zeke's return game. Everyone was saying that he was going to get about 20 to 30 rushing carries. I think he got less than 15. And he didn't even do anything. Dak didn't play a great game. Mac Jones played a horrible game. The defense for the Cowboys played really good this game. I'm not going to discredit the Cowboys on this dub because their defense sealed this win. They really did. They played really good, and just everything was just really good on the defensive side of the ball. Offense was okay. Wasn't anything special, but the Patriots are bad. Everyone still wants to put blame on, Bill Belichick. I don't know how much he gets to have in the decision making in terms of signing free agents, but this roster sucks. Top to bottom, it's horrible. Mac Jones sucks. The running backs suck. The receivers suck. Hunter Henry's okay. The offensive line sucks. The cornerbacks suck. The safeties suck. I don't even know if they have Winovich anymore. He was okay. They don't have any linebackers. They don't have any defensive linemen. The Patriots suck. If you look at the Patriots 10 years ago and the Patriots right now, it's night and day. This is night and day. The Patriots are just bad. Really bad right now. Next, we have the last 3 o'clock game with the 49ers. No, this is Sunday night, I believe, right? When was this game? I don't know when this game was, to be honest. But it was Was this Monday? No. When was this game? No, it was the last 3 o'clock game as well. The Cardinals and the 49ers. The 49ers just blew them out. Nothing really left to say. I don't think anyone had the Cardinals beating the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, he almost broke the record, or almost tied the record for the most touchdowns as a 49er. But, it was just a beatdown. Did anyone really have the Cardinals beating the 49ers? Let's be real here. Joshua Dobbs didn't play that bad. He's actually playing better than Kyler Murray, to be honest. Pretty solid signing for the Cardinals, in my opinion. I was kind of hating on that, but pretty good backup, James Conner still sucks. He was talking mad shit at the end of the game. It's bro, you got 52 yards and lost. You didn't even score. What are you mad about? But, the 49ers look tough, man. They look tough. If they stay healthy long term, this is a dangerous, dangerous team in the playoffs. But we'll kind of see how that goes, to be honest. Next, we have Sunday night with the Chiefs and the Jets. The robbery, the straight robbery. I cannot believe the refs on this game. The missed calls all night were not going in the Jets' favor at all, and it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Mahomes didn't even play that good. One touchdown, 2 picks, 63 passer rating. But he's the greatest quarterback of all time. He did that against the Jets defense, guys. The Jets defense. Zach Wilson was the first quarterback to ever outperform Mahomes in any game, statistic-wise, in Mahomes' career. Zach Wilson had an amazing game. He had a very costly fumble, though. I'm not going to put the blame on him. This is probably his best game that he's ever had. Isaiah Pacheco, he did really great. Breece Hall, I think they're taking him off the snap count. I think now he's free to go full speed, full carries, whatever they need him to do. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. As you can see here, the Chiefs got very lucky on this win. And honestly, they should have lost. They really should have lost. But, and can we talk about how Rodney Harrison is, like, such a little bitch? Like, I never liked Rodney Harrison. He's one of the greatest safeties, though. But how are you going to just talk down to Zach Wilson like he dissed you or something? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you just straight throwing shade on Zach Wilson for no reason? Like, what's up with that? Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. I'm going to sit here and say that Zach Wilson's trash. You know what I mean? But I don't have a big platform. You know, you have a big platform on Sunday night where everyone is watching and you just blatantly trying to put someone down. Like, come on. If you're going to put him down in a respectful way. Don't just call him straight garbage. You know what I mean? Don't say, like, hey, you know, he hasn't been consistent. You know, I can't agree with you on there. You know, I don't see someone who has potential and greatness, you know, someone who can't be as consistent, you know, for what he's done. You know, say something in regards to that. Don't call someone just straight garbage like that. That's pretty messed up. But I don't know. I thought that was, you know, Rodney Harrison is always like Rodney Harrison, but that was really low, even for him. Next, we have the last game of the week, Monday night. I had the Seahawks winning. By the way, I did get the Chargers game. I did get the Cowboys, 49ers, Chiefs, Jets. I did get this game correct. So I got all those. This game, everyone gonna be making fun of Daniel Jones, man. Everyone's gonna be making fun of him. But if you really watch the game and you watch the Giants play, Daniel Jones ain't the problem. He ain't the problem. It's his receivers, it's his O-line, it's his offensive play caller. These are the reasons why the Giants are not good. And not having Saquon in there doesn't help. This game should have been close. It really should have been close. Take 7 off, from the Seahawks, add 7 to the Giants. You regard that pick 6. All of a sudden it's 10-14. It's a ball game. Once that kind of happened, the game got out of hand. But everyone's going to say, oh, Daniel Jones threw a pick 6. His receiver did not go to the pylon. You're supposed to go to the corner on that route. Why go inside? Ends up being a pick 6. He throws another pick while getting slaughtered. Daniel Jones was throwing the ball almost 2 seconds in advance, waiting, like he was literally anticipating maybe 10 to 15 yards ahead of where the receiver was going to go because of how little time he had to throw the ball. He had to throw the ball in a spot where he had to hope and pray that the receiver was going to be somewhere in the vicinity to catch the football because his offensive line was not letting him do anything. The Giants are out there blocking their own teammates. This was one of the worst offensive line performances I've seen in a very long time. It makes me very mad that people put the blame on Daniel Jones. This is a really bad roster of a team. I hate their receivers. Darren Waller sucks. Offensive line is god-awful. and then they're going to blame Daniel Jones? Like, what? Daniel Jones is running for his life, I'm sick of defending for Daniel Jones. Like, it's annoying. Like, watch the Giants play, and if you can blatantly tell me that it's because of Daniel Jones, you're tripping, dude. You're really tripping. Next, we're going to go on to picks of the week. We're going on to week... Oh, whoa. We're going to bring that back. We almost forgot. The Broncos did finally get their first win against the worst team in the league, the Chicago Bears. Like I said, guys, I was a click away from selling my tickets. A click away. We were down 21-7 at the half against the worst team in the league. Justin Fields was perfect at the half. His only incompletion was a Hail Mary. The defense was getting slaughtered, leaving tight ends wide open, 15 yards of coverage. Insane. We could not stop a parked car. That's how bad our defense was. Javonte Williams went down with a hip flexor, so we had to bring in Samaje Perine and Jaleel McLaughlin, and undrafted rookie. He did really good. Justin Fields played his best game, and they lost. Everyone gonna put the blame on Russell Wilson. 75%, perfect passer rating, 3 touchdowns. Everyone's still gonna blame him though. Whatever. Casuals, once again, watching football, do not see that it's literally not his fault. People act like, okay, if you put the same type of hate on Mahomes, right? If Mahomes' defense is letting up 70 points and, you're going to call Mahomes trash? Or are you going to call his defense trash? Because they're calling Russell Wilson trash right now. Bring the same energy, man. Like, what's with the Russell Wilson hate, man? He's a great guy. Great quarterback. People just love to hate on people for no reason, especially when they're in the orange and blue. Courtland Sutton, I think he's going to get traded, man. I really do. He's doing decent. He's catching about a touchdown a game, but, you're not putting up yards, man. You're not putting no 50-50 balls. You're not helping the team dramatically win, and I feel like we need another explosive receiver. We got Jerry Jeudy. We got Marvin Mims. We need some other guys. And I feel like Courtland Sutton, he's always there. He's a great leader. But, man, he needs to be more productive. He's not productive anymore. Cole Kmet probably has the best game of his life, and they still lost. It's incredible. The play calling for the Bears is on another level of stupidity, and is the reason why they lost the game. But I was really happy, man. The Broncos needed this. They needed it bad. They really did, but I'm excited, man. I really am. I think it's going to be a really, really tough time for the Bears, I'll tell you that. Tough times, man. Tough times. But hopefully the Broncos can, capitalize and carry on these wins, but I'm excited, man. Hopefully I don't got to sell my tickets. That's all I got to say. Next, we're going to go on to Week 5 picks of the week. Thursday night is going to be a toss-up, in my opinion. The Bears kind of showed me something. They almost beat the second worst team in the league, which is us. But I think I got to pick the Commanders here. I think it's a smarter pick. Would I be surprised if the Bears win? Not in the slightest. But I think the safe pick here is the Commanders. They held up with the Eagles, man. The Eagles are way better than us. Come on now. Next we have, I did not know, but back-to-back weeks, the Jaguars are in London, and they're playing the Bills. I got the Bills all day on this one. I don't have the Jags winning this. Even though the Jags win most of the games in London, I can't see them beating the Bills, man. I just can't. 12 o'clock game, we got the Giants and the Dolphins. Got the Dolphins all day. The Giants are just too bad right now. No help. I think the Dolphins are going to go and blow out the Giants And we got the Saints and the Patriots. This is going to be a pretty bad game. I don't know who to pick here. Both teams coming off of a loss. Both embarrassing losses. Oh, this sucks. This sucks bad. I think I'm going to pick the... I'm going to pick the Saints. Next, we got the Ravens and the Steelers. Kenny Pickett is going to play. Lamar had a great game. I think he's going to bounce back as well. Don't be surprised if the Steelers come out and beat this Ravens team, though. But I'm picking the Ravens here. Next, we got the Panthers and the Lions. I will pick the Lions here. I do believe that is the safe pick. I do think they're going to win as well. I just don't see the Panthers getting their first win on the Lions. Next, we have the Texans and the Falcons. I'm picking the Texans. I'm riding with C.J. Stroud. I'm picking C.J. Stroud over Desmond Ridder any day of the week. Any day of the week. And don't make me regret that. But, yeah, I don't like the Falcons. I don't like Desmond Ridder. You know, I'm a fan of C.J. Stroud. I think that, you know, the Texans can pull it off. I really do. Get back-to-back-to-back dubs. Next, we have the Titans and the Colts. This is a toss-up, man. This is a 50-50. This game can go either way. I think I'm going to have to pick the Titans just because of how bad the Colts have been. Even though they almost did win in overtime, the roster for the Colts is just too bad. And Anthony Richardson just can't do it himself. And I do believe Derrick Henry is going to have another back-to-back great game here. This is a 50-50, like I said. But just in my gut, I'm picking the Titans. Next, we have the 3 o'clock games. The Bengals and the Cardinals. I am picking the Cardinals here. Until Joe Burrow and the Bengals show me something, I'm not going to pick them. I would never have thought I would be picking the Cardinals over the Bengals, but I am. Next, we have the Eagles and the Rams. I'm picking the Eagles. The Rams almost lost to the Colts. The Eagles almost lost to the Commanders, but, you know, the Eagles, they're just a tough team, man. I'm picking the Eagles on that. Chiefs and the Vikings. This is going to be hopefully a good game. Obviously, the rest of the country is going to be, you know, hoping the Vikings can win. I want to see Justin Jefferson do the gritty all over, you know, the Chiefs. I do think the Chiefs are going to win, though, but do not be surprised if the Vikings win. Best believe I'm going to be rooting for them, but I do pick the Chiefs on this. Last 3 o'clock game is the Jets and the Broncos. I'm picking the Jets. Unfortunately, I don't believe we'll be able to beat the Jets. Nathaniel Hackett's going to be coming back. It's a huge revenge game, a huge, like, put your money where your mouth is with the Sean Payton and his comments. This is going to be I don't know. This is a 50-50, man. I do believe that the Broncos may upset the Jets here, but yeah. I just hope we can back up our talk. But I'm picking the Jets. Best believe I'm really hoping we're going to destroy them. Next, we have Sunday night. We have the Cowboys and the Niners. I'm picking the Niners. The Cowboys honestly have not had a meaningful win yet, and they're going to be battle-tested against the 49ers. Best believe that. Last game of the week is the Packers and the Raiders. I will be picking... Looks like Jimmy G's going to play. Oh, this sucks. I think I'm going to pick the Raiders, man. I think I'm going to pick the Raiders. Would I be surprised if the Packers win? No. Not in the slightest. I would not be surprised. Actually, let me see if Jimmy G is going to play or not. Because if he's not going to play, then I don't want to pick the Packers. You know what? I'm picking the Packers, man. I just feel like it's a safer pick. I'm not going to be surprised if whoever wins this game. I'm not going to be surprised if this goes to a tie. I'm picking the Packers, though. I'm going to choose the Packers here. 4 teams are on bye this week, so we only have 14 games this week. The 4 teams that are on bye are the Browns, Chargers, Bucks, and the Seahawks. So they all got their byes for this week. Yeah, guys, this was a pretty good week. I had a lot of fun watching the games. Like I said, there was a lot of little things that were going on, and I'm just really excited to see how the 75% of the season left over is going to go. I'm excited. There's a lot of great games this week. From the morning all the way to night. I'm excited. I really am. I think it's going to be a great Sunday night, a great Sunday morning, great games in between. I like it. I do. I really do. Either way, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm happy to keep doing these videos weekly, even though they're not crazy accurate. Oh, by the way, my pick percentage is at 59%, which is not something to be proud of. I was at 69 at the end of the season last year, so I'm 10% down, but 59% is at least above 500, so I'm at least doing okay there. But yeah, I love doing these, man. I look forward to it every week. I really do. Hopefully you guys enjoy. It's nothing to be. This isn't a crazy thing. Like I said, this is just for me. I just like to put it out there for receipts and stuff, but I appreciate the people who actually kind of watch it. Always good to see someone who actually knows football watch my videos. So that's always great. Either way, appreciate you guys for watching. I will see y'all next Wednesday around the same time. But, yeah. Deuces.